So because I joined the National Guard while I was in high school, I had to take a year off of my education so that I could make room for my training dates. And after I got back from training, I had a good bit of time, about 9 months before I could start school. So I told myself, Mac, you gotta get a job. But I didn't want just any job. I wanted a job where I could actually learn things, something that paid reasonably well, not like just a dead-end high school job. And then one day, I'm driving, listening to 95.1 on the radio, and I hear an ad come on. The South Carolina Department of Corrections is now hiring correctional officers. That immediately got my attention. I was in their recruiting office the next day, and within about a week or so, I got myself a job as a junior officer with the South Carolina Department of Corrections. That is right, I was a jail guard for about 7 months, responsible for up to 100 inmates at a time for 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. And there is a good number of things that I learned in my stint as a correctional officer. Number one, for the rest of my career, I did not want to be a correctional officer. Number two, you really and seriously need to appreciate the quality of food that you eat on a daily basis, because that was absolutely horrible. And number three, and this one's serious, you can't judge people based off of first impressions alone. It's not accurate. My situation was pretty unique. The housing unit that I got assigned to oversee was part of a program that was designed to help rehabilitate military veterans that were incarcerated. So every inmate that I worked with on a daily basis had previously served. And I met a lot of really unique individuals when I was there. That unit was by far the cleanest unit in the entire institution. It was the only one that didn't smell like cigarettes as soon as you walked in. I met a guy by the name of Michael Schaefer. Schaefer was a hard man. Army Cav Scout, 10 years, multiple deployments. And everyone warned me to stay away from him. That I should avoid him at all costs. He always had attitude problems, always mad about stuff. Intimidating guy. But Schaefer respected me. He and I were both Army, and we actually had a lot of really good conversations. I learned a good many things about Schaefer. What I found out most is that Schaefer was not everything that he seemed. He did a 15-month deployment to Iraq, and after he suffered some pretty bad injuries and came back diagnosed with severe PTSD. And when he got out, the VA put him on a crap ton of meds, and then we took him off meds. He was so hooked on them that he had to turn to street drugs to supplements, i.e. heroin. And he got so desperate for money, he obviously couldn't hold a job as a heroin addict, that he robbed a bank. He was so desperate that he felt like he needed to rob a bank. And I knew about his charge beforehand. What I didn't know, until after I really got to know Schaefer, was that he used a toy gun. Never wanted to hurt anybody. He wasn't thinking about hurting anybody. He was just that desperate. And the reason that he was mad all the time was because he had a 5-year-old little girl on the outside that he hadn't seen since she was 2. On the flip side of that, I met another guy named Sam Burt. Sam was a genius. He was an electrician in the Navy. Every time that I saw him, he was always working on something. Working with wires, little devices, things like that, fixing the TV remotes. He was gentle, just an old man. Look at him, he was always kind, always nice. You're thinking, this guy never hurt a fly. But his charge, 5 counts of criminal sexual misconduct combined. I could honestly talk for days about the inmates. I mean, they were all interesting. They respected me. They knew that I was in the Army. They knew I was going to the Citadel. And they respected me even more for that. But the thing that really changed my perception the most while I was there was actually an experience with another officer. It was Officer Williams. What happened with Officer Williams was I was working on the yard one day instead of in my normal unit. And I got a call from her dorm for first responders. I show up there. There's a guy that's having really bad medical issues. Can't really remember the specifics right now, but I remember that he passed out. And I had to pick him up, put him on the cart, and drive him up over the medical facility. I was on the other side of the yard. A few weeks later, found out that this guy got charged with basically drug possession. There's this drug that floats around on prison yards a lot. It's called K2. It's essentially a synthetic marijuana that's made from potpourri. And I read the incident report that Officer Williams had filed. And there were a lot of details on it that I did not see at all. On the slides of it. Symptoms that weren't happening, saying he was violent. He wasn't violent. To me, he just acted like he was scared half to death. Said that he was vomiting, wasn't vomiting. Basically, she falsified a report to try to make it look like he OD'd on K2. This is a law enforcement officer. You expect them to uphold a standard of being honest. She lied. She lied. Thankfully, the guy charges against him got dropped, but regardless, it just goes to show you can't take people just by their face. You have to know them.